Alright, Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to YAHAWAH, BAHASHAM, YAHAWASHI. YAHAWAH being the name of the Most High God, YAHAWASHI being the name of who the world ignorantly calls Christ. Alright. Today I want to talk about we up late, I'm up late, laboring, trying to put in that work for the kingdom, constant grind. But today's topic is going to talk about, iron sharpeneth iron. So, in these last days, we kind of got to look out for each other. Even though, we might not be able to, we still we should be able to look out, or we should be looking out for each other, anyways. But, it's almost clutch time. So, well, it is clutch time, but, we should be looking out for each other, not only to make amends for our sins, because, alms, can blot out sins, but, we should do it because it's a commandment. We commanded to. All right. So with that, I'm going to get Proverbs 27:17. It says, iron sharpeneth iron, so a man sharpeneth the countenance of his friend. Right. And, that's pretty straightforward. Just like how iron would sharpen iron like a sword, how you would sharpen a sword with iron, or like how you would sharpen a knife with a little iron stick, we got to sharpen each other, meaning we got to look out for each other. All right. Um, like let's say, you got some brothers that read scriptures, and then you got some brothers that interpret the scriptures, or some brothers that break down the scriptures. You kind of got to be there, and if an ox slips up, you kind of got to catch them and put them back on their feet. You got to look out for each other. All right. And that goes along with, am I my brother's keeper? Because yes, we are our brother's keeper. We got to look out for each other, even the sisters too. All right. So with that, I'm gonna get Amos chapter 3 and verse 3. Slot. I'm kind of slow right now. I'm kind of, it's pretty late. It says, can two walk together except they be agreed? Right. So can two spirits walk together except they be agreed? Can the heathen be hand in hand with the Israelite in the truth that's going hard every day? No. They spirits, they're gonna clash, they always they never gonna be on the same page. Like me, when I talk to my worldly friends, I usually like always bring up the Bible, because it just come to me naturally, and they kind of don't want to hear that. So you kind of got to be around people whose spirits bear witness, if that makes sense. You can't really be hand in hand, especially with the heathens, but you can't really be hand in hand with people whose spirits are not on the same page, because that's gonna mess you up. Right? Iron sharpeneth iron. So how much less, how much more somebody who's in the world, having that effect on you. All right. So I'm going to get Proverbs chapter 13. Proverbs 13 and 20. Proverbs chapter 13 and verse 20. It says, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise, but a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Right. So like I said, you're not going to find somebody in the truth who's been in the truth for, let's say, about like 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10, 20 years, hand in hand with a heathen, right? Like a Moabite, uh, uh, which is probably the worst of the heathens after Esau. You're not gonna find them, being best buddies with Esau, because your spirit, you start to change once you come into the truth. You change for the better, of course, but you start to change who you start, hanging out with, and that happens to a good bit of us, because our spirit, it conflicts with their spirit. It's not on the same track. It's not on the same page. I'm gonna read that again because that's a good verse. It says, he that walketh with wise men shall be wise. Right? So if you walking with wise men, men who've been in this truth, you walking with elders, you talking to elders, you know you're gonna be made wise, because you're gonna learn the things that was passed down from generations of old. But a companion of fools shall be destroyed. Inevitably, if you holding hands hand in hand with the heathen, you're gonna be destroyed too. The Most High, He's not playing around with that. All right. So Sirach chapter 6 and verse 7, one of my favorite chapters, because this deals with friendship. It deals with who you should be hanging around too. And this verse goes into proving your friends who you should be hanging around in the first place. All right. Sirach 6 and verse 7 in the Apocrypha, also known as Ecclesiasticus, it says, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first. Right. So if let's say you just met somebody on a train or whatever. I don't know. Let's say you just met somebody and they're pretty cool, y'all into the same thing, whatever. But you gotta prove them by the spirit. If this spirit, first of all, if their spirit don't bear witness, and you trying to admonish them and bring them into the truth, that's one thing. But for them to be all out wicked, you shouldn't be hanging around them. Because you proving their spirit, you seeing if they worthy to be called a friend, to be worthy to be hanging around, right? And it shouldn't be a heathen, all right? It says, if thou wouldest get a friend, prove him first, and be not hasty to credit him, right? So you don't want to be quick to call somebody your best friend. You don't want to be quick to call somebody reliable, dependent, trustworthy, all these adjectives. You don't want to be quick to call somebody something that they probably not even in the first place. All right, because people could change on you real quick. People could use you. All right, and it talks about that. So it talks about that in the same chapter. Verse 10, it says, again, some friend is a companion at the table and will not continue in the day of their affliction. Right, so this is a really good chapter if want some advice on your friends. Sirach chapter 6. But the point is, you got to prove people. See if they're worthy. If you could build up in the spirit with the people that you hang around with. All right. So with that, I'm gonna get Ecclesiastes. It's like similar spelling. I'm so sorry for that noise. But Ecclesiastes chapter 4 and verse 9. It says, two are better than one because they have a good reward for their labor. Right. So when you see brothers teach, sometimes there might not be a lot of brothers out there. But two is better than one. I mean, because they got each other back. And they have a good reward for their labor. For if they fall, the one will lift up his fellow. But woe to him that is alone when he falleth, for he hath not another to help him up. Right. So like it's pretty straightforward. You got somebody out there who there to uplift you. Really, that's why it says two is better than one. Verse 11 it says, again, if two lie together, then they have heat. But how can one be warm alone? Verse 12 it says, and if one prevail against him, two shall withstand him, and the threefold cord is not quickly broken. Right. So basically, the more the merrier. Now, of course, you got to prove them, right? But the more the merrier, and then y'all can continue to build up. That's why the topic is iron sharpens iron, because y'all can build each other up and sharpen each other's sword. And your sword is the word, your knowledge of the word. All right, that's going to be your sword for the last days. All right. So basically, that's the topic of the lesson. I'm going to get one more verse. Sirach chapter 6 and verse 13. Same chapter as the friendship chapter. Sirach is just full of knowledge, of anything really. So Sirach chapter 6 and verse 13. It says, separate thyself from thine enemies and take heed of thy friends. All right. So you want to separate yourself from your enemies. And your enemies is every other nation but Israel. And even that, you still got enemies in Israel because you got 2/3 of Israel. All right. So you really got to prove. You really got to seek out and prove. And even you got to seek out counsel, even with the Most High. When you can add it to your prayers. You could be like, Father, I pray that you guide my steps in seeking, this brother or this sister. proving them, seeing if our spirits bear witness. So you really got to seek out um, worthy brothers and sisters. You know, verse 14, it says, "A faithful friend is a strong defense, and found, he that hath found such an one hath found a treasure." Right? Because finding a faithful friend is precious for real. Because there's a lot of people who gonna say they're your friend, and then when your trials come, I mean, they just gonna turn on you, and it's happened. It's happened so many times. Um, I'm not gonna give a personal experience, but it happens. I mean, everybody experiences somebody who turned on them, but that's why you constantly got to try the spirit, and then once you do try that spirit, you got to build each other up. That's important to build each other up. Verse 15. Nothing doth countervail a faithful friend, and his excellency is invaluable. All right. So, like I said, a faithful friend is precious, especially for these last days. Where we're going to be taken out of our households. Off topic a little bit, but